Okay, this is Aaron again with Exalted Lamb 1, and I have another video for you because we had it happen again, this time in Oregon. Of course, you can see all these fires going on in California and Oregon for a number of different reasons. This is multifaceted what they're doing. It's also messaging, which I'm going to show you as well. It's many things. But I want to add some more details that maybe nobody will or might not ever, or maybe not yet, but some details that I found about these fires. So you can see these beams coming in right here. Boom, for this fire in California. It looks like from the south. They're both probably from the air or maybe even space or something, very possibly. So, don't know exactly what these are, of course. Some kind of some kind of directed energy weapon, of course. So, California, Oregon, where I'm at, Colorado, Washington, I mean, and are under attack in many different ways, of course. This is ridiculous. This is very ridiculous, but this is evidence that this is not just chance, of course. These are two that are going right into the fires, and I'm going to show you some details here. So, on both of these. Going back to the California fire here that happened a couple days ago, technically started on the 7th, going into the 8th, and then this one was on the 8th, going into the 9th, basically. So there's one in Oregon, I mean. So this is the California one. Now this is about 8 hours. Literally, I went through the whole time frame and found that it started on basically, again, this is UTC time down here, but that in Pacific time is 7 hours earlier than UTC. So when it shows here down here 5:11, it always ends in 17 seconds for some reason. That's just the way they show it here. It's always 17 seconds. I think I know why, but anyway, so it's 7 hours earlier. So that's 2 hours earlier on the previous day. So that's about 10 p.m. On September 7th. So 10:17. Sorry, 10:11 actually. And it's kind of crazy because this ends up starting about 5:11 UTC. It ends about 13:11. I've been talking about 11s, 9:11, 7:11, 5:11s. Depending on what your time zone is, it can appear as all three, four, five that I'm talking about. I mean, it's just crazy. All these 11s but that's not necessarily always the message, but this one seems to be. So it looks like the beam really started, and in fact, it's kind of dotted here. Maybe it's very weak to start off here, but it looks like it started. I basically went right before 5:11. It wasn't there, and at 5:11, and it started appearing. It was like this dotted line, if you can see right here. It's a little bit darker here. This one's a little bit harder to bring up. I had to bring up more red, and then you can see the darkness in here. There's more dotted line coming up here. But then from 5:11 UTC on that day, which again, 7 hours earlier on Pacific Standard Time, is 10 p.m., 10:11 p.m. And then going to 13:11, which is 1:11 in the afternoon UTC time, again, 7 hours earlier for the Pacific Coast. So that's a total of between these two 8 hours, and just a little bit after this, when this beam disappeared, about 8 hours of this beam basically. And it could have been intermittent or something on and off, but I caught it pretty much every single time in between these times as on and running. It looks like now they could have turned off at times, turned back on, and I missed it. I mean, that's very possible. I can't go to every single minute of the whole day or whatever. But just so you know, this is some kind of laser that's enough to be mild enough in a sense to, if it's stayed on a particular area, to burn it over to some time. Maybe they can intensify it more. Maybe they can make it super hot when they want to. I mean, who knows? That's probably the case. That's what I'm guessing. Who knows what this is? It could be a laser. It could be some kind of intensified beam from the sun. I don't know. Who knows? Who the heck knows? So here we go. So I just wanted to show you that. So that's about 8 hours or more of time this thing was hitting that spot. So you think of it like, again, kind of the idea of a magnifying glass, with the sun and just on the spot. Have you ever done that when you were a kid? I did that. I had a magnifying glass and I was burning things with it, and it just take a little bit of time, and you see the smoke come off the piece of paper, or maybe whatever it was, right? So now let me go to this actual situation here and show you how it started in the early morning of September 8th for this Oregon fire. Okay, and I'm going to prove it as well. So watch this video here. The arrow's pointing to the next spot. It just starts. Literally starts in that morning. It literally starts in that morning. There's nothing there. It starts in that morning, going to the evening here. I want to play it one more time here, okay? Play it one more time. If I can do this right. We go backwards. There we go. And it reminds me of a magnifying glass. It's really crazy, like it just burning a hole through something. Okay, and then it ends up having this perfect heart shape sideways, which is crazy too. I'm gonna show you some things about that here in a second. But even that, I show it. So from that early morning, I didn't get the exact time early morning at that time because I wasn't even thinking about getting this exact time. But it was early morning as soon as the light started showing up there, and so whatever time that was until basically you see these two shots. It was two shots towards the end of towards in the evening, and I just to show you the comparison. I mean, they're basically the same thing going on. And this was 3:26. UTC, which is about 8:26 in the evening, and then the one over here, I just made it very simple, 9:21 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, but then UTC time is underneath there. Okay, so you get an idea what's going on there. Yeah, so that's how, because it's 7 hours earlier. Pacific Coast time is 7 hours earlier than UTC time. So and then right after that, without showing the slide that goes right after that, where it's gone, basically, it's not there anymore, then it's gone. So just to show you that. So literally that went for longer than 8 hours, maybe 14, 15 hours, I don't know. And again, it could have been intermittent or something and I could have missed, but I got like 10 or 11 shots over this time. Where it was on the whole time, but it could have turned off and on. I mean, who knows? I don't know, and I just don't have the time to spend on, checking every minute or every hour or whatever. So I pretty much almost checked every hour. So that's pretty much it. And it was on each time. So did kind of random times each hour. So, and then just to show you this as well. So here's the beam coming in with another kind of filter there to show you can still see that. But I want to show you where it is on the map. So basically, if you look in here, California's width is about right here. Again, there's California width. It's about a third of the width. So you got 1/3, 2/3, and then the 3/3 would be about a third of the width. And then right at this point right here, right, which is right there, it comes over to about a third of the width. So this is where it is right here, right in there. Well, what's that in there? That is a little town called Glide. In fact, I even looked on Oregon's map, which is updated every so often, but it was updated the day before this had happened. And you can see that 9/7/2020 was updated. And then down here, when I clicked on this, it brought up this map. Clicked on this on the website, current fire season map, updated 9/7. Again, that confirms this. So it doesn't even show it on 9/7. And that's what I'm saying. It began, and I showed you in the morning where it began on 9/8 in the morning, early in the morning, whatever time that was. And that's where it would be. This is exactly where the fire is right now. Okay, this is where it is right now, but there's nothing there on 9/7. So that proves that started the fire. It just so happens to start right when that beam is on that spot. Okay, and again, during the daytime, it looks like these maps, the satellite view showing, the actual view of, the terrain and everything. But then as it clicks into evening, it's showing infrared. It transitions into infrared. Okay, so then you see the infrared signatures and things. That's what it looks like. So you can actually see it burning, like you would if you were up in the sky and you're looking down during the daytime. But at night, you couldn't see it because it's dark. So you have to have infrared. So that's showing that. It's proving that happened at that, because the day before it was not there. It's not there. It's showing all these other fires that were going on and all these other situations here on this map. Okay, and then this map, which is, I guess, very fluid, updated by, even more often, it did show it. So basically right straight from over here and down up here is right this area right here. Well, what's the town? The town's called, the town was called Glide. I think it might be gone now. I don't know. It's taken up. These fires are massive. I mean, this is a massive fire. I mean, there's other fires that are bigger, like in just east of San Francisco, that huge one, whatever that one's called, or southeast a little bit maybe. But these are massive. When you look at the whole terrain of the state and how much of the state that is, it's massive fires. And then this thing basically got this big in a day, less than a day. It's crazy. I mean, that's not normal for a fire in what I've ever seen. Okay, so let me show you this. This is crazy. So this is Glide, Oregon. Again, this is a little clip on that day. More evacuations ordered due to wildfires near Glide, Oregon. And they didn't say that it just started or that day or anything like that, but they are showing that it is happening that day in that part of the state, in that town. Now, this is crazy. Okay, now I said I would show you the messaging on this. Some of the messaging. I mean, there's so many messages on this, and it has to do with the birth of the Antichrist, the things I've shared in my videos for 2 years. But there's more evidence of this. So what is Glide, Oregon? Glide, Oregon is 666 in English gematria. Again, why the English gematria? Because English gematria is simple gematria times 6. So simple gematria, simple English basically is A equals 1, B equals 2, C equals 3. But English gematria is everything times 6. So instead of A equal 1, it equals a 6. Instead of B equal 2, it equals 12. Instead of C equal 3, it equals 18. So times 6. And why is that important? Well, because the Antichrist number is 6. Stinky B.O., the 34th, Stinky B.O., the 44th Pres, Barack Hussein Obama, he is 6, 66, and 666 in many, many ways, as I've shared in my videos. So they're pointing to this and his birth in many ways. Now, let me show you also. So Glide, Oregon is not just a chance that it's 666. By any means, that's off the charts that it would be that. Even more than that, Oregon, another reason why there's stuff in Oregon as well as California and other places, Oregon is 444. What's 444 in English gematria? It just so happens to be Lucifer. Again, they're heralding the coming of Lucifer inside the Antichrist, and that will make 666. Okay, so that's super important. And then again, what's the difference between 444 and 666 is 222. 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 6. There's so many things like that. Okay, so anyway, Lucifer, and then how does that relate to this other fire? So this is in Oregon. So what's going on with the messaging in California that happened the day before? Well, let me show you. This is crazy. So here's the one in California that happened the day before. Again, these are the ones we're able to catch. Who knows? I mean, maybe they're doing more in the daytime. It looks like most of the beam was done in the daytime on the one in Oregon, and some at night. So maybe they're doing more in the daytime, so you can't see it on infrared at night. That could be why a lot of these are going on. I mean, I don't know, but fortunately, we're able to catch. Thank you, Dutch Sense, for showing initially how this is, found, and how do you find these signatures of these beams or whatever. So that's huge. So now I can look at these and find them every night if they're going on in these areas. Now I'm not looking over the whole country, so. It would just be in these states for now, but we'll see how it goes. And I may not be able to do this every night, of course. So anyway, what happens to be in this exact spot right here is when you zoom it down, again, right, this little area right here, down to down here, is right here, down here. And this exact spot right here is called Lucia, California. Lucia. I mean, I know right away what that is. I know what that is, but let me tell you, the name Lucia means light. And it has to do with Lucifer, okay, and the angel of light. That's a massive coincidence. Nope. And then in Jewish gematria, which comes from Jewish, I mean, Hebrew is Jewish. Hebrew is the Bible that originally had Lucifer in it. Okay, are you kidding? So, and that's 44 in Jewish gematria, and like I said, this is all about Stinky B.O., Barack Hussein Obama. So he's the 44th Pres. 44 would show up. By the way, there's far more numbers than this. I'm just trying to be to the point and direct to make this super short. And please share this video. Please like and subscribe. Please share this video. I mean, people need to see what's going on here. And it's not just that it's a dew weapon. It's messaging. It's heralding the coming of the Antichrist. It's so many things. And it's connected to, Barack Hussein Obama. So here we go. Again, Lucia, California is 134. So 1 plus 3 is 4, and then 4. So you have another 44. And look how California just so happens to be 88. In normal, simple, that's why they picked. So California is 88. These names go way back. I mean, they came up with these names. The people that named these places came from this stuff. They came from Masons, came from people who even created the English language back, or I should say demons who created the English language. It was all because of the numbers and everything. Because it just so happens that simple gematria, California is 88, and then English gematria, more complex gematria times 6, it's 444. No, it's not a coincidence. In fact, those are related because they have to do with fours. 8 is 4 plus 4. I mean, and 88 is 4444. And Lucifer is 444. I mean, are you kidding me? This is not, and we know the 88 is the transition, like Marty McFly went in the DeLorean and Back to the Future to go 88 miles an hour to go through the transition. This transition's coming. Okay, I'm shown this many times. And then Lucia just so happens to be in simple gematria 46, which is birth. Birth or born in simple gematria is 46. In a couple different ciphers as well. 46 is birth and born. Okay, so it's heralding the birth of the Antichrist. And then even more confirmation if you really need it. Again, in English gematria, again, times 6 is 804. And August 4th, 84, is the birthday of Barack Hussein Obama. If you needed more, and there's far more numbers than this. I'm just showing you a few things to make it super simple and super believable and things, but there's far more numbers. I'll give you one more example. There's 17 or 9-8 in simple gematria for Glide, Oregon, and 9-8 is 9 plus 8 is 17. And then right here we have Lucia, California is 1, 3 plus 4 is 17, 1, 7. And remember those times on this satellite end in 17, and BO, his initials, Barack Obama, B is 2, O is 15, 2 plus 15 is 17. He's Mr. 17, or the 17th letter of the alphabet is Q. That's why he's Q. Anyway, I won't get into all that. So there's so much to this, it's really ridiculous. So I'm going to leave a link again in the description box, so you can go to this page, and I'm going to have the link already set on the 200 slides, or 200 what do you call them? The 200 shots, basically, or whatever. So you see, it goes even farther back in the past, so you can see more stuff. It goes right to this spot here, and it's to the 200, so you don't have to try to figure that out. And you can just watch this little, or move that little dot down here back and forth, and you can see the time lapse. You can see what it looks like. And then you can even take screenshots of this and then put filters on it and see the beam yourself if you want. So that's why I put this up here. So don't just take my word for it. You can find it yourself and see it yourself. So thank you so much. I just want to share that with you. We are under attack in so many ways. This whole thing is about to transition over very soon. I'm working on my next timeline. It's obviously not happening like I thought it could between 9/1 and 9/13. I'm looking at 9/19 through October 1st now for a number of reasons. And it always was a possibility that the 19th was always the first. So, and like I shared, May 19th, July 19th, there were things that happened on those days. Dams broke. It was crazy. So, and many more things, like 9/22 is 7/22 is 5/22, 9/22 is yet to come. But I didn't know if it was 2 plus 2 is 4, or it's just the 22nd, or it's the 4th. Who knows? So anyway, I'm working on those kind of things. There's a lot of connections with these as well. It's so close. It's ridiculous. These massive attacks are just going to intensify more and more. We've never had this many fires in California or any of these places altogether ever in the history of the recorded knowledge that we know of in the United States, or a lot of places. Most of these things are off the charts, and then combined with all these other things like COVID and everything else. I mean, are you kidding me? So here we go. So thank you so much, and please, I just thank you for watching. Please like and comment. Please like, because a lot of people dislike that, don't even watch the thing because they just don't like the truth. And if you want to subscribe, go ahead and touch the notification bell as well. So thank you. This is Exalted Lamb 1, over and out.